First, I want to talk about artificial insemination. We're going to kind of walk through, and I want you to be thinking about how you might do this in your own class. And the way we're doing this is going from kind of the beginning of creating a cow through artificial insemination, and then we'll go into how you prepare and prep for that animal, and especially if they're the cow is pregnant, what some different things you can do. Then we'll talk about birthing of the fetus into the new cow, and then we'll end up talking about calf care. So we're kind of putting it in that order, kind of trying to get it in a kind of chronological order of how it happens in the real world, and walking through the different product sets. So, one of those things with our bovine breeder is wanting to get students to be able to get comfortable with artificial insemination, also with pregnancy palpation. So in this product line, and what we're looking for here is trying to create as realistic as possible products. Again, bringing those tools into your laboratory and being able to have students be able to use over and over again. Part of this comes from that need or that want to be able to have students get that hands-on training. They become more comfortable, feel better doing the simulation and getting an understanding of what they need to know by practicing over and over again. So you may not be able to get out to the farm or to a place to do or see artificial insemination. So this brings it in the classroom. Now, some of the great pieces here with the bovine breeder is that it has a removable cervix here. And so the cervix allows you to be able to change out, and there's 3 rings there, change out and move back and forth the cervix rings. So then every time a student does a artificial insemination, it's a little different, allowing them to not have the same experience every single time. We also have then the reproductive tract. It has a cow hide. Now this is our black and white cow hide, but we also have a brown cow hide that you see in the picture there, allowing you to have different variables for what you would like to have there. It also brings in the different understandings of corpus luteum and then also fetal development stages. So we have that here with us today. This gives the different fetal development of a 2-month-old fetus. We have a 1-month-old fetus, and then we also have our corpus luteum, being able to put this into place here as you look at a bovine breeder here, and you're going to palpate. You actually can put this into and in the location of the ovary, and so when I go in and palpate, I can actually go down and feel that. So this helps to be able to bring that realism into the classroom for your students. So you actually can put that in, and then as students start to learn about artificial insemination, we also have curriculum that focuses and walks through this. So in this case, we have slide presentations. We walk through the students about locating the reproductive tract, removing feces and getting things out of the way so then they can get down and be able to find the cervix and be able to make sure that they can inseminate or push through and get through the cervix before they actually would drop the semen there. So in this case, it's all about training students and letting them have a safe environment, also safe for the animal to learn proper skill development before going out and doing the real thing. All this helps students be able to visualize where are the different componentry, where are the different places of an anatomy, and then practice on it. Get that realistic feel, understanding, and what's going on with the product itself. All of this is really focusing on giving you the ability to get your students to be actively engaged in learning here. So as you can see, we have different activities and different activity sheets that help students be able to not only, in class see, okay, I understand how this is done, but actually get out and do the practice of it. Being able to go and insert into the reproductive tract here, and I have my gun here, and being able to try to manipulate the cervix, being able to figure out, can I actually get in the right place? Now, in this case here, I have handed and actually manipulate through, find the cervix first, and then be able to go that. A great training tool for your students to be able to try it for themselves, for you to be able to demonstrate and show what's going on, how that is all working. And then in this case here, we have a nice opening here where you can actually see, am I in the right place between the two uterine horns to be able to deposit the sperm. So again, one of the pieces of this is allowing students to get that understanding and going through and understanding what they're doing over and over again, time after time. So we're going to move on to our next product here, which is our Bovine Injection Simulator. And I'm going to move this over to a side here. And with our Bovine Injection Simulator, what we're going to kind of talk about here is looking at the animal and being able to understand the best places for injection. Okay, now what you see in front here is our nice sheet that this moves up and comes down. This gives students a great look of correct injection locations. So with this here, as I'm going through here, we have different areas here where you can see the ligament, the vertebrae, and the shoulder, giving us that nice triangle of where I need to be going when I do an injection. Okay, then below it here is the jugular vein. So I can do subcutaneous and intramuscular injections here and be able to really have a ability for students to understand where's the location. And then all you have to do is you flip up this and you can now inject right into the neck region here, allowing them to have to then go in and feel and find that muscle where they at and be able to inject. Both, again, subcutaneous and intramuscular in this case. The great thing about this is a nice learning tool for you to be able to show, but you can inject on both sides. So you can have students going in on both sides. Another piece that we want to show you with this demonstrator here is as I unzip the hide, all right, this pulls away and we actually have the muscle area that you can actually take out this foam piece here of where you should be injecting, both for subcutaneous and intramuscular. Now, behind it here is a piece of paper. This is something that comes with the curriculum, is as you actually work on this piece of paper you would put in place, or students would put in place, and they would then do their injections, allowing them to be able to tell, if I go all the way through and I hit my piece of paper, I have gone too far in my injections. And so I need to try to make sure that my depth is correct when I'm actually doing my injections. So you put that piece of paper back there, put in your muscle foam piece here, and then they can actually see if they have any pokes on that paper, then they went too far. If there's no pokes on that paper, then they're getting their understanding of correct depth. So we add different things like that to give students that understanding. I can go over and over again. I can then do both subcutaneous, I can do intramuscular, be able to see how am I doing. Again, the hide has a texture, so it has that pop when you actually do your injection, being able to have that realism included there. Other pieces of this product that you see are, we have ears here. We have replacement ears because with the ears, you can actually do ear tagging and also injections, allowing a student to be able to try for the first time ever, for some of them, that injection, hormone injection, or actually doing an ear tag. All right, left and right ear, allowing you to do multiple ear tags, the same type of feel as you would a real cow's ear, and then being able to understand, am I doing it correctly? Where do I need to actually put it in place? Another great feature of this is there is a water pump that we have, and it's a foot pump here. And what it allows you to do is it then allows you to do a pumping with your foot to get the jugular vein to start pulsing. This is where you can then do blood draws with that, allowing students to be able to feel for that jugular vein and then actually do blood draw. With that water that's injected, you actually get to withdraw the blood, or the water in this case, and be able to make sure that you don't go too far into the vein, making sure you're doing it correctly in that case. Now, with this bovine injection simulator, and one of the things is it has a height adjustment, so you can move, so you can have a taller cow, you can have a shorter cow, you can move that back and forth. It also gives and walks through that different understanding of the different injection placements, the dosage and the size of the needles that you're going to want to use for different types of injections. It also walks you through how to actually do the different injections from a subcutaneous or an intramuscular injection. All this is to help you and your students be able to feel confident and gain understanding when they actually do these injections. Again, giving them that understanding of hands-on learning and being able to make sure, this is a very critical part, making sure that you're putting the right amount of injection or whatever medicine, where you need to put it, how much, how many times you should be injecting them, with the needle size, and understanding that. That's a critical piece of learning in this case. The ear taking, making sure that they can do it, that they have the confidence to do it the first time they would do a live one, and being able to be very confident and know what they're doing as they do it. So we're going to move on to one of our newest products, and that is focusing on birthing care. In this case here, I'm going to move a few of our animals around, but our birthing care here is really focusing on our newest product, which is our bovine birthing and ultrasound model. Now, you can see it back here. The birthing simulator, excuse me, is the outside of or back end of a calf or a cow that is ready to give birth. It does have, again, a hide that you can put over top of it. And we're going to move this back here. In this case, I'm going to take out, it also has a calf with it. I'm going to pull the calf out here. All right. This is a lifelike calf that has movable arms and legs here, or limbs, I should say, movable limbs, so that as you are doing a birthing, okay, you actually can feel for the hooves, you can feel for the different areas, and then this also moves back and forth like a real calf would during the birthing process, allowing you to be able to move the head from side to side, back, being able to show and put the legs in different positions like it would the real thing. So in this case, the calf simulator, I put it inside. Now it gives for different presentations too. And so then I can put it inside here. I can zip up inside here. I can close it over, allowing me then to come inside, feel for, find the hooves, and be able to move the head if need be, find the head. In this case, this is a great kind of presentation for students, because I can zip it open and I can show students what's happening. In this case, the head is actually below the pelvic floor. And so I have to, I'm going to zip it back up so I can't see what's going on here. But in this case here, I would need to take and push this back a little, get that calf's head up above the pelvic floor, and then start moving it and pulling it out. Now, I'm not going to pull it all the way out, but I am going to pull it so you can see the calf hooves are starting to come out. So this gives the ability to then be able to do a calf pulling. Again, there are a lot of different types of birthing presentations. And so we include the ability for students to be able to try a lot of those birthing presentations. So our curriculum walks through, and students can actually do the real thing of how to work through the birthing stages and what's happening. Then we have normal presentation, and then abnormal presentations, allowing students to be able to move this animal back and forth and do it in different locations. And then how would I birth that animal in this situation? Another piece of the puzzle that we have is our ultrasound tablet and probe. And in this case, our ultrasound tablet probe has just that. It has a probe. It hooks up to our tablet here. And in this case, then it has different scenarios for you, ultrasound scenarios. So in this case, then I would have my ultrasound reproductive tract ready to go. And all I have to do is I can pick practice, simulation, or test. When I go inside, then it starts to give me the actual visuals that you see on the screen there of doing an ultrasound. And I can choose different types of ultrasounds to look at, from a 28 to 30-day ultrasound, a 60 to 70-day ultrasound, and up here. I can focus on sexting a calf. I can also look at twins. So all these different scenarios are in our ultrasound world and our tablet here, allowing students to be able to go in and see what does that look like. There's also a simulation mode in here where students can read a little description and then go in and try to figure out what they see. Is it twins? Is it a male or a female? How many days old do you think it is? It allows that. And then there's a test area there to kind of give them that ability to try to see what do they do, what do they understand. So all these pieces of the puzzle here that come with this ultrasound ability to be able to help students learn proper techniques again. So all of this focus here and what we are trying to do is help your students be able to learn, understand the different techniques needed, the skills that are needed to be able to care for bovine. And so the last one that I'm going to talk about is our calf care. It's come to the calf here now. So in this case, we have our calf here. I'm going to move his head around here a little bit. The calf care is our actual calf, life-size calf. It has the ability to actually lay down or stand up here. In this case, in the standing motion or position, excuse me, I actually can move its head back and forth. All right. The ears are pliable ears. So again, you can do different ear tagging on a calf and get that simulation understanding. The mouth actually opens up here. So I can open the mouth up. You can kind of see there. There's the tongue inside of this calf. So then as I go in, I can actually do tube feeding. Allows me to move this neck into position. And then if I needed to, I could either straddle or go in front and be able to do a tube feeding with this, allowing it to go down. And the neck here has the both the esophagus and the trachea, and so I can feel for that, make sure that I'm going in the right position in the right place, and feel that going down. And then I can also tell, so I can actually go inside and open this up, and I can look to see if I'm in the right and correct position. And then helping your students be able to know, am I putting it in the lungs or am I putting it in the stomach? Where do I need to go? And making sure that they're doing it correctly. So allows for the mouth to open up and do and has ability to do tube feeding there. Other features of this, it has a swellable navel here. So in this case, I can tell, okay, is that navel? Is there some problem with it? Is there swelling? So there's some sort of infection that I might need to work on and interact with. So it has that to work with here. And then you can open this up and there's actually a water jug in here, allowing you then to fill this water jug up and be able to do, once again, injections. So you can do a jugular withdrawal. You can also do injections here. And then in the back, we have a blood, tail blood draw as well. So we actually have the tail here. You can feel between the vertebrae. Because of that water jug, it's bringing water back in here. I can do a blood withdrawal here, making sure that I'm doing it correctly. And oh, there we go. I found the vein in between the vertebrae there, and then I could do a blood draw there. Lastly, we also have the ability to teach how to do castration. So we have removable testicles, and here's the scrotum sac here. And inside of this here, it has a hook. I can hook up the testicles. I can then do a cutting of the scrotum sac here. And then in this case, we have it so then you can actually do and remove a testicle by bringing it down, pulling it through the ligaments there and the tendons, and then pulling out a testicle in that sense, allowing you then to be able to replace it and then do it again as I drop it there. All right, so I can then just replace it back into its spot. And again, repetitive action, allowing your students to be able to use it more and more times. So this demonstration really is kind of showing all the different pieces of the calf here, allowing you to understand how important this is in the sense of understanding all the different pieces of the calf is not only just what it does, but then how do you take care of it? How are you taking care of that animal? So it walks you through, all right, temperaure, pulse, and then respiration rates. It talks through health checks, what you need to do and vital signs for that, taking a pulse, the different sounds that can make. It gives you these templates that walks you through and make sure that you have a good understanding of all the different understandings and things that you would do for a calf in this case. So with all this being said, kind of walking through our different product lineup in the bovine world, you can get these curriculums online, realityworks.com. You can go to our website there where it says guides and curriculums, and then that will help you, and you can see all the curriculum for free up front and how they will help you in your classrooms and be able to use them in your classrooms. They're all downloadable, allowing you to then go out and to get them and use them for your curriculum in the new school year up ahead. So some other things that we have that are very important and very interesting are some tips on the real life scenario world. Is we also have career exploration and scenario cards for you. So these are things, these are purchasable items here, but it gives different scenarios. So it works with our product lines here to allow that real life option and scenarios to come in. So our career exploration goes through things like animal science, plant science, agribusiness, and gives you different worksheets, PowerPoint slides, and then activities for your students to do as well. The scenario cards focus on different workplace scenarios. So we have leadership, we have agriculture scenarios, horticulture scenarios, and walk through a lot of different focuses in the sense of different scenarios and how would you interact and be able to understand and work through those different scenarios. So some of them include icebreakers or journaling activities. And then they always come back and they have different examples of the main type of leadership skills, in this case, responsibility, and walking you through what you would do in the point of view of your coworkers, yourself, your boss, the animals themselves. So it walks you through of what are those different key questions that you need to be thinking about as you go through and you're working with different animals and in different scenarios in the world of agriculture.